Modded. G'day guys and welcome back. It's Andy Work here, up for episode 18. And we've got a few entries this time because I think my competition has spurred a few people. And let's get straight into it with one from Boots McGee. And here he has a modded Nerf Strife that he built for an upcoming game. It has 3D printed body kit, which I've got to say looks really, really nice. That is similar to the Hero CQB kit. A custom paint job and badges. The internals have been updated with JS Black V7 Select Fire Kit, modified to shoot half darts, work a 3 metal cage with Kraken motors and work a smooth wheels. And he says he's going to have a lot of fun with it, especially with the adjustable rate of fire. It's really, really nicely done. He does some good work, Boots McGee, and the paint jobs are always nice and neat and clean. Okay, too clean for my taste, as you know, but really, really well done. This is from Nerf Herder, and his latest submission is one that he's wanted to do since he was 13 years old, probably when he saw Aliens. I've used Humber Olive drab and nut brown ink on the body, casing and Games Workshop lead belcher spray with black ink wash and silver Sharpie highlights. I used computer cut stencils for the Wayland Utani logo and the Colonial Marine Amat logo. I finished it all off with my own gun ink wash I made myself. Oh, I'd like to know what that entails. Then I used Montana spray matte varnish, which makes pretty much scratch and weatherproof. Oh, well done. Very, very nicely done. He's really nailed things. That logo, what's he call it? The Amat logo. I've got a Ron Cobb book at home that's got that in. He actually did a lot of logos and the patches and things you see around in the movie. And that was one of the ones he done. And it's really, really well executed. It's a lovely looking Nerf blaster. And again, the wear and tear, the silver weathering is just brilliant. Really well done. Well done, Mr. Herder. Moving on. So next up is Custom Punk. He says this is a custom Re 6. It has glow-in-the-dark sights with a clip for my belt with silver weathering. I call it the Pyro hand cannon. This is very, very nice. It's just one of these little X-shot blasters, but the addition of all the bits and pieces on it just makes it look so different. And he's got a printed stand there that must be common because I've got another one in this movie that's got the same stand by the look of it. Quite useful. Yeah, really well done. Nice weathering. And I'm just intrigued with all the little bits and pieces he got stuck all over it. He's done a really good job. Moving on. Here we've got a couple from David C. This is one of the guys I reached out on Facebook and asked him to send some images in. And he says he started this weathering process off by sanding off all the logos, as I feel it ruins the illusion. Yep, me too. Then undercoated them in black spray paint and then spray with either a chrome spray or a white gold spray. Then I cover the whole blaster in a rust textured enamel paint by Vallejo and hair dry it. I'm assuming he means use a hairdryer to dry it. Then I follow up with a scouring pad to scrape away the excess and leave desired weathering. Depending on the blaster, I then decide on what colour to paint them, but that all depends on what I feel at the moment. The rust effect is created using a textured paint by Games Workshop called Badlands. And then it's a case of adding the desired colour to get the look he wants for the blaster. Very nice. Couple of nice little neat painted blasters. The Maverick, I believe it is. Very well done. And, oh, of course, the famous hammer shot. Still haven't got one of them, but that really looks really nice. I particularly like the carbon scoring on the hammer shot behind the cylinder. Nice little wrapped pistol grip there too. Well done, David. Right, now here we have one that is proof of insanity. This is from Francois B. He's from France, I'm assuming, not sure. I was having a project for a steampunk kind of airship with a friend, but it didn't get any good idea until I saw the judge. I immediately knew it was the exact platform for what I was looking for. With its aeroplane engine shape, barrel and huge size, it was perfect to transport into an individual flying device. Well, there's some creativity for you. So it was only needed to add some foam wings to the barrel covers before putting them in place. Make a hole to insert a propeller handle and leather parts, and a propeller in the front part covered by a brass part from a ceiling fan. A small propeller has an LED lettering that can be programmed on a computer from the USB. My goodness, he's gone into some detail. And is attached to a small power bank. fixed on either side of the knife to provide the current needed to make it work. I'm assuming when he says power bank, he means batteries. And on top of that all, the Nerf remains fully functional. And he's made himself a costume to go with it so he can carry it around to steampunk events. That's pretty cool. It's really going out on a different tangent to everything else. Yeah, I got to admit, looking at it, yeah, it probably makes a much better aircraft engine than it does a Nerf gun, because as far as I know, the judge isn't that highly thought of. Well done, mate. Very impressive work. Looking forward to your next one with quite a bit of trepidation. Here we have one from Henning, and he's put it in point form. He says the core is a drain blaster with the shell from a Nerf Dart Tag Hyperfire. Add-ons, stock attachment point from a Nerf Retaliator, adjustable shoulder stock, Nerf to Piccaninny adapter, fake scope, threaded PVC pipe adapter, multiple PVC barrels to attach to, and black and white spray paint. Results, depending on how many times you pump up the pressure, short darts up to 410 foot per second, mega darts up to 150, and mega XL up to 110. He says it's not really wall practical, it was more like, let's see what this ends up being. Well, it ends up being pretty crazy looking, but it does seem to work. But it looks pretty weird, very alien. I'm just amazed at the creativity of some people, the way they can find so many disparate things and whack them together and get something that works out. And 410 FPS is pretty amazing. Well done, Henning. A little bit worried about what's coming next. Okay, here is one from JeremyZ, quite a frequent contributor. He says, this is my Spam F, which I have absolutely no idea what that means. But anyway, it is a Gavin Fuzzy Spam F kit with a Vanguard breech and upgraded spring. I did like the feel of the Falcon Fire grip. Yes, it is a comfortable grip. It's a terrible blaster as it stands, a single shot breech loader. So I replaced the grip scales with a Nerf Vagabond grip that was cut off from a Master Key build. The grip is reinforced with 2-part epoxy putty, which also helps in making the blaster feel more balanced. The grip is painted with acrylic paint and sealed with a matte varnish to protect it. And that is all I've been sent. I know nothing else of the rest of the blaster. Having just read that, I'm actually amazed that he's done such a good job integrating that grip. It's seamless, right? So he's changed it from a single shot breech loader to a magazine fed breech loader. I guess they all are. But yeah, why not? At least it's got more than one shot. Really nicely done. Okay, up next we have one from Lex, and I'm actually not quite sure what this is. It's a blaster, it's modded. It looks to be a 4-shot barrel. It's got XXII 100 on the side, and I found the corresponding rival blaster with that on the Nerf Wiki site, but very little similarity, so probably just body parts. And I'm afraid that's all I can tell you. All he said was, hello, I was told I should send my commission blaster to you. I hope you enjoy. Not a lot of information, but a nice looking blaster regardless. Obviously a single shot Springer, but with 4 barrels. So there you go. Moving on. Right. Here we have one from Nicholas B, and he says, this is my first attempt at a custom wall hanger. Hypershot custom foam flinger painted in worn yellow using parts from an old fireplace remote and a control board. I didn't know you could have remote control fireplaces, but there you go. Copper wire as wanted an electric field generator look. Oh, okay. 3D printed stand which can hold 6 foam darts. And that's it, basically. So I can't even identify that body. I'm sure somebody will for me, but it does look quite interesting. Only two images of it. Very nice work, Nicholas. Moving on. Right, here we have another one from Orwell's Warning. This is a blaster paint scheme inspired by Borderlands video game, blaster name The Snoozy. It is a Fortnite SMG with a shortened barrel and a Rapid Strike CS18 stock, 2-part epoxied in. Doomsland magazine, paint job with Montana spray black paint pen. Internal mods, revamped 130s, worker flywheels, 42.5 cage, running on 2S lipos. And I am impressed. This Borderlands, this comic book sort of paint scheme, makes things look good. In this case, it does. I'm really impressed that he's managed to actually mod one of these Fortnite blasters and make it look better than the originals, because the originals, with those strange body shapes, just do not appeal to me at all. But this looks good. I'm very, very impressed. Well done, Orwell. Right, next up, we've got one from Papa Bludgeon, and I'm literally speechless about this. This is just, I mean, he says it himself. He calls this thing the Janky On. And it's a mega magazine-fed drain blaster build. It was also one of the first blasters I've ever built. Fair enough. You've got to start somewhere. I mean, this thing is just a Frankenstein. It's just monstrous. There's stuff everywhere. And he said, I ran into so many problems when I was building it, e.g. the mag wouldn't feed consistently, bad air seal, but I kept at it until it was done. Then promptly shelved at it. I know exactly how he feels. I've got a couple of blasters like that. I mean, he's done well to get that far, get it working together and firing, I'm assuming. I'm assuming having the magazine well right at the front, it was magazine fed, it wasn't a single fire. But my God, what an amazing thing to exist. The world's just a little bit more stranger with this in it. Whether that's a good thing or not, I don't know. Right, one from Vincent. He says, the Lance of Lonigus. Okay. 42mm metal cage, worker smooth flywheels, worker black 123 Neo D motors, containment crew switch plates, Jace 3D mag well and mag release. Flip up sight, body kit from NF Strike, a long time ago when they sold kits apparently. Firefly integrated, Nerf foam blade, SSWX barrel, voltmeter wire, channel door in jam door, Nerf Vitron scope. Detailed with gold, chrome, black embellishments on some parts. I decided to keep some of the stock colours to make it like a fusion of what Nerf could be if they collaborate with the modern community. Yeah, keep hoping, Vincent. It's never going to happen. What it has got is the Firefly rear end with the thumbhole grip. Always liked it. Never been able to get my hands on one. I don't even know what it is, what kind of a blaster it works like, but one day maybe. I see he's got, I'm assuming it's an ammo counter in the actual ejection port, which seems a little bit strange. I suppose it's in a convenient place you can see it because the injection cover's clear, so maybe that's where it has to be. I don't know about these things. Well done, Vincent. And last in today's lineup, one from William, and he says, attach a few pics of my latest blaster, Jurassic Poe pump. The goodies include spring with spacer, modified trigger and catch, foam-demic pump kit and barrel shroud, worker foregrip and mag, real scope, all brush painted, some decals and gloss clear. And if you look carefully, you'll notice a little bug in amber in the buttstock there. I think he's done that on one of his others. A very spindly, fragile looking blaster, but I'm sure it's perfectly fine. Just the appearance it gives off, the way it's so big with all the bits sticking out of it. Very nicely done. The paint job on the side is pretty impressive. I'm assuming that's a decal of some kind or a sticker. But very, very nicely done. Right, no slideshow today because we're doing the competition, so I'm not just putting them in. All those who entered last month and this month, their names are in the hat already, and 2 more months to go, so get your entries in ASAP, guys. See you later.